Hi there, Miles Hudson here. I'm the author of the Penfold series of detective stories set mostly in Durham. I've come today to Seaton Carew, just south of Hartlepool, to show you a little bit more behind the scenes on the trail of the kidney killer. So let me give you a quick look on the map exactly where we are, and I'll point out a few of the locations that are important in the kidney killer.
Okay, so today we're going to head east to the coast and we're going to visit Penfold's house, which is on Seaton Carew Beach just south of Hartlepool there.
Now, Penfold's a super keen surfer, and so he's chosen to live right by the beach. I'll show you his house in a moment or two, but he spends so much time in the water, it's his temple if you like, that when Detective Sergeant Milburn comes to discuss matters in a case, they'll very often actually have their meetings right down on the sand here, or maybe up on the promenade. Depends a little bit on the tide sometimes, but Milburn's very much used to being cold, wet and windswept when liaising with Penfold. Okay, now if you look, a short walk back from the waves, across the beach road there, past the Norton Hotel, you can see this grassy area here. In the books I've called this Promenade Square, and that white house in the corner there, that is where Penfold lives. Now at this point I should throw in a big disclaimer. There is a scene at the beginning of The Kidney Killer, it takes place on Promenade Square, where DS Milburn helps an old lady back to her nursing home, and I should emphasise that all scenes in all of the Penfold mysteries are entirely fictional, and so the fact that there is a residential care home on Promenade Square is genuinely a pure coincidence. I know nothing about any care homes anywhere at all, but particularly I know nothing about these ones, so please don't infer any connection between that scene and those places. It's fiction. Now, in terms of Penfold's house there, I don't know it inside it at all. I've picked it kind of at random really, placed near to the waves, and so I've never been inside. I don't know whether it's the sort of dank, cold, shadowy, perhaps slightly forbidding place that it might appear in the stories. I certainly don't know any of the interior architecture, so what you read in the books is again imagined by me, and I don't know whether or not it even has a basement where Penfold could put his forensic lab. Seaton Carew Beach then is Penfold's main surf break. You can perhaps just about make out here that the beach bends a little bit to the left, and so at a point around here that actually sets the waves breaking in a slight left-hander. And another reason that he likes this break is away over the headland there is Hartlepool nuclear power station, and thermal pollution is a big problem with nuclear power stations, so it turns out that the water here is about 1 degree centigrade warmer than it otherwise would be. Now if we move right up the other end there, away to the headland at the top, you can make out the cranes there of Hartlepool docks, and the climactic scene from The Kidney Killer takes place in that port. It is a genuine working industrial container port, arguably perhaps a little bit smaller than I've described it in the book, but certainly all of the action could have taken place there.
So on the way back from Seaton Carew towards Durham, you may remember from one of his meetings with Penfold, Milburn flies along this road a little bit too fast, and there is a bend at that point, and you'll see there is the level crossing, which he manages to end up actually flying right across because he doesn't make that turning at all. If you ever actually come to Seaton Carew and drive back towards Hartlepool from the beach, you'll see that this road here, I've possibly taken a little bit of poetic license with the continuity there. Where he has the accident just behind me, it's probably 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles back to the coast, back to the beach and the waves that we looked at a moment ago. But certainly this corner is ripe for a slide across the train tracks.